Good Monday morning, my fellow estheticians. Thank you so much for joining us at Shelley's Show and Tell. I'm Shelley Hancock, and I'm pretty excited about today's show and tell because I am going to officially introduce you to my success team. Jess, my Chief Success Officer, and Summer is customer support, and Carrie is our account manager. They are three lovely, lovely women. You all know that I've worked by myself for so many years, and I've done pretty darn good by myself, but you know what? You can only go so far by yourself. What is it? You need a village. And I now have this wonderful group of women around me to help Shelley Hancock Consulting to grow. So I am so excited to introduce you to them today. But first, as I always do every Monday morning, and this one actually is the longest one I've ever done. So sit tight and really, really listen to this because there's a lot of poignant words and wisdom in this. And it was actually written by George Carlin. And I looked it up this morning and he actually passed away in 2008. So I've had this in my computer. I found it over the week, and since before then I've had this, and it must have been something at the moment that really hit me. And when I read it again this weekend, I went, wow, it's all still so pertinent today, this many years later. So here we go. The paradox of our time in history is that we have taller buildings, but shorter tempers, wider freeways, but narrower viewpoints. We spend more, but have less. We buy more, but enjoy less. We have bigger houses and smaller families, more conveniences, but less time. We have more degrees, but less sense, more knowledge, but less judgment, more experts, yet more problems, more medicine, but less wellness. We drink too much, smoke too much, spend too recklessly, laugh too loud, drive too fast, get too angry, stay up too late, get too tired, read too little, watch TV too much, pray too seldom. We have multiplied our possessions, but reduced our values. We talk too much, love too seldom, and hate too often. We've learned how to make a living, but not a life. We've added years to life, but not life to years. We've been all the way to the moon and back, but have trouble crossing the street to meet a new neighbor. We conquered outer space, but not inner space. We've done larger things, but not better things. We've cleaned up the air, but polluted the soul. We've conquered the atom, but not our prejudice. We write, but learn less. We plan more, but accomplish less. We've learned to rush, but not to wait. We build more computers to hold more information, to produce more copies than ever, but we communicate less and less. These are the times of fast food and slow digestion, big men and smaller character, steep profits and shallow relationships. These are the days of two incomes, but more divorce, fancier houses, but broken homes. These are the days of quick trips, disposable diapers, throwaway morality, one-night stands, overweight bodies, and pills that do everything from cheer to quiet to kill. It is a time when there is much in the showroom window and nothing in the stockroom. A time when technology brings this letter to you, and a time when you can choose to either share this insight or just hit delete. Remember, spend some time with your loved ones because they are not always going to be around. Remember, say kind words to someone who looks up to you in awe because that little person will soon grow up and leave your side. Remember to give a warm hug to the one next to you because that is the only treasure you can give with your heart, and it does not cost a cent. Remember to say I love you to your partner and your loved ones, but most of all, mean it. A kiss and an embrace will mend hurt when it comes from deep inside of you. Remember to hold hands and cherish the moment, for someday that person will not be there again. Give time to love, give time to speak, and give time to share the precious thoughts in your mind. And always remember, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. I don't know about you guys, but again, when I just read that again, it just gives me chills, kind of brings a little tear to my eye. I saw Jess going like this on her heart the whole time I was reading that. Jess, first let me just introduce you and then I'll let you speak to that. So Jess, I had a great opportunity to partner with two businessmen at the beginning of this year, and they wanted to bring Jess aboard. And, you know, I'm just getting used to somebody else new coming aboard. And, Jess is not an esthetician and I'm so, in this esthetician world. And they flew her down here to meet me. And the minute I opened my front door for her to enter, my heart just opened, and we have been connected ever since. And I'm so very proud of, in just this 10 months, of what Jess has learned, what she's brought to the table. I mean, you absolutely amaze me, Jess. And if you guys want success in your business, this is the girl to listen to. I love you, Jess, so much. And I'm going to let you now talk a little bit more about yourself and maybe what you think about what I just read.
You didn't tell me to bring Kleenex, Shelley. Jeez. No, absolutely. That really, really touched me. I was just speaking with Carrie earlier about how as we grow and the older we get, sometimes it's then that you realize that the more you grow, the less you know. And sometimes I think it's so important to realize with wisdom and time, we start to realize that we can't do it on our own, that we do need to have a village of people to really help us see our potential, and that values are so very important. To know your values at your core and your DNA, and make sure you're tethered with that, so that if you do get a little bit lost with the wide highways and the narrow points of view, or with seeking the way that society teaches us to keep growing and growing. And I know as estheticians, most estheticians I experience are very passionate. They're very heart-centered. So they are very good at making sure they do what they love. But sometimes we get stuck in our own heads, and sometimes we need a team or a village of people to really remind us that we can go where we want to go. Our values do matter. And we really, really do need to, we can make a big impact in a small way. It's not about bigger, 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 bigger. It's about really focusing in on what really matters, and focusing in on connection and community, and making sure that you know that it's not about the bigger title or the bigger income or the bigger house or how we appear in showing up in appearances, and not always worrying about judging ourselves so hard, but just showing up in our authenticity and just really giving each other permission to shine. I mean, that literally really hit me right here. That was just a very, very good, I would like to read that like 10 times. For me, just introducing myself, I have been working with women in business since I was 17 years old. It matters a lot to me to see women step into their confidence and into their power, and to elevate them, because I know what it feels like to look in the mirror and not feel powerful. I did it for a long, long time, to not feel confident and to think that I was unworthy. So it became my mission early and often to help others in business step into their pure passion and pure potentiality, and really give ourselves permission to be success without scarcity. And I think as a team, that's what we represent. When I met you, Shelley, it was something really unique. And I've told you this before, you gave me permission to stand in my industry proudly and successfully as a woman, present myself how I felt I needed to, with or without makeup, with pink or red or yellow or royal blue or yellow with puff sleeves. Honestly, I never once believed that I could just show up in femininity, in my pairing of femininity and masculinity, because I have both, and really shine. And that's something you gave me permission to do. So when I met you, your vulnerability, your genuineness, and I hear that from estheticians on a day-to-day basis, that became truly a vision of what success looks like. Being who you are and how you want to be, and giving yourself permission. And as the success team, Summer said one day something that really hit home. She was like, we're just an extension of Shelley, just branches of Shelley. And I really, really loved that. And I've completely coined that as who we are, is just the ability to reach our arms out farther to our estheticians, to bring what our estheticians do to another level. I have a lot of experience in that scary category, sales. And so giving women permission to understand sales, to make money at what they do, to give their clients permission to get sold on themselves, to love who they are, and to really shine and give themselves permission to not feel guilty with whatever their definition of success is, helping lift each other up. In the industry, there tends to be a bit of scarcity with our proprietary knowledge. So I help estheticians to step into that empowerment category where we know how to run our businesses really well. We know how to build those pillars of success that you've shown me are the pillars within this industry, Shelley, with the high-tech luxury equipment, with the product, and with our service being marked correctly, and then our knowledge being really our proprietary information, and that each of us is completely different in the industry. So as the Chief Success Officer, I really come to it with the ability to, with my 25 years of experience as a coach and in business and sales, sort of help women step into that realm of success. And then also to help us expand the team. I've worked with a lot of people where you worked as a solo. And I think as a solo, when I became an entrepreneur, it was a very lonely, scary world. And I hear that from a lot of our estheticians. It's a very lonely, scary world. We want to be that community for estheticians, that trusted community where we can be that place where you can touch a touchstone or a touch tree, where you can come and get that advice and that information to make the right decision, and that you can trust us in a world where there's a lot of people on the internet you can't be sure about. Is that a good coach? Is that a good advisor? So that's what I really want to bring to each and every one of our solo, spa, business women in the industry, and then uniting this trifecta that we have. Summer is honestly, I'm going to introduce Summer. Summer is honestly a wealth of knowledge. And though we do have her as our director of customer support, she's got a background that really is magical. And what I love about what we do is we mostly have not just experts in business. Our business is primarily run by estheticians, which is really unique. So even if they have knowledge or customer support or marketing, and I can't even list all of the areas where Summer has skill sets and certifications in the industry and in her ability, that allow her to be really just like a customer service guru. So she really just offers a lot of benefit and a really unique perspective on how to help individuals. And that's what I love, is that it's so important to you, Shelley, that we choose people who truly have heart-centered approaches to what they do. And I think the best person to talk about what she offers to our team and different categories and areas that she can support in is Summer herself as a branch in this company that we are growing as a success team. So Summer, can you share with everyone sort of what it means to be customer support and then other areas that you can offer support in?
Sure. So for me, the idea of customer service, customer support has been ingrained since I was a child. My mother was a very hard worker. She worked, as a customer service representative in many, many different businesses, small businesses. And I can remember sitting she used to work in an auto shop, and she ran the front desk at an auto shop. And I would remember when I was a child sitting in the entry or the little foyer area of this auto shop, watching my mom work and watching her answer phones, watching her talk to customers. And I just always thought that she was the most amazing person ever, because she had this ability to connect with people. And it sounds very simple, but I feel like as I grew up and as I, graduated from university, and I felt like customer service was something that kind of started to fall to the wayside. And I think it fell to the wayside very quickly. And in my personal dealings with brands and businesses, sometimes, the customer support just wasn't there. And I never really understood why. I never really understood why businesses didn't take more of, I don't know, they didn't put more stock into the people that were basically supporting their business. And so I've always had a passion to help people. I've always had a passion to problem solve. And, I became licensed as an esthetician in 2014. And the moment that I did that, I immediately started seeking out as many like educational and advanced certification trainings that I possibly could. I trained with Dr. Erin Madigan Fleck in Atlanta on integrative aesthetics, techniques, and sciences. I adopted Dr. Fulton's approach for acne. I got certifications from the Pastiche Institute, and I did all of these things because I wanted to learn, but I also wanted to be able to offer like actual support when it came to our esthetician. So when an esthetician comes to us with a question, I want to be able to answer that question fully and completely and give them that little piece of the puzzle that they might be missing that will allow them to complete a bigger picture in their business to lead to their growth and success. So that's what I'm here for. So if at any point, if you guys need anything, just send an email, give us a call, send a text. I am always so very happy when I get to talk to our estheticians and hear their stories. And, I'm, like I said, it might not sound like a super fancy title, but I genuinely love the conversations that I get to have with our estheticians, and it's what I'm passionate about. It's what I love. And I love the team that we have. I think Jess and I work very, very well together. And then this year, or not, a couple months ago, I had the pleasure of meeting Carrie for the first time. And I think she's amazing. So I'm going to take this and pass it along to Carrie and let her sort of introduce herself as well.
Thank you, Summer. You are awesome.
Shelley.
Hi,
Hello.
Carrie.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I honestly feel like I'm holding back tears right now.
I know it's very, I'm okay. It's emotional.
I didn't plan on being emotional either. I think I just want to start by saying we all have different levels of like how spiritual we are, but I prayed for a really long time to work with women and work for a company where I felt really valued and really supported. And I had the pleasure of meeting all these women, and just like Summer said, they're just incredible. I've never been surrounded by so many women that just want to build others up. And just like Summer, I've always had a passion for just supporting women too, and helping others grow. So thank you. You all are just beautiful, lovely ladies. And I feel really, really blessed this year. But my background is in aesthetics. I've been licensed for 18 years, which is crazy. It's flown by. And I think for me, I worked for different salon and spas for a couple years, and was a lead esthetician, and then I wanted to go off and start my own business. And I'll be honest, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was great in the treatment room and great at making connections with people. And so I think part of the reason that I really love being an account manager, and extension to Shelley and her success, is just helping you figure it out. And I talk to so many, like hundreds of estheticians weekly. And so I know that everyone's going to be at a different level in their career, but whether it's an esthetician who's just graduated school and goes like, I don't know what to do, like, where do I begin? And that's kind of where I was at. I wish I would have had someone to just help me say, like, here's some basic things, like, don't be afraid. All of us have agreed we want to instill in women that you are valued and you can do it, right? And I think for the longest time I had a fear, like, am I good enough? Can I start my own business? So I want to be able to help women in that way. And then for the esthetician who's been in the industry for years and years, sometimes it's just, bouncing ideas off of each other and having someone else to talk to, if that makes sense, or filling a gap in your business. So you know, I know it'll be different for everyone, but I feel a lot of joy to be able to, yeah, just help women grow and succeed. So I, like Summer, Shelley, and Jess, you know, what I don't know, we have an answer for, but yeah, we're here for you to be, you know, as successful as you want to be in your business. So.
Thank you, Carrie. You know, something that you said, I started this part of the business, Shelley Hancock Consulting, after being an esthetician for 15 years already, because of the fact of the customer service. I was so tired of buying a piece of equipment and the company never returned a phone call or didn't know who I was, or, you know, so that's why I started this. And then Summer, you said something that really hit me. Oh, here goes my older senior brain here. Shoot, it was pertinent too. Anyway, you gals, what you brought to me is something that Jess said, was that I like that word tether. Like we all say we want to be tethered to the ground, right? To be grounded. And I've kind of tethered myself to all the estheticians that I've met throughout the years and worked with, but I've still always done it by myself. And now I get the honor of tethering myself to these three women that have my back. Like if I'm too busy, I can just pop an email. Hey, can you guys handle this one? You know, and I know it's done and done well. And I can't tell you how that makes me feel inside. Yeah, so I think we all need to like fix our makeup before we go about our day. I think we've all shed a little tear. I'm so happy and, like I said, proud to introduce the three of you to all the estheticians that have been following me for years. And also I just want to give a thank you to everyone who has given me their support throughout the years. And I want you to also now feel very safe in giving that, you know, support and knowing that these girls have your back as well. Unless anybody's got anything else, we'll let everybody go about their Monday. We good?
Just want to say thank you. That really filled my heart today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Make an absolutely fabulous day.